The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it's for the PCW Tag Team Championship! Coming down the aisle, your PCW Tag Team Champions, the men of 2,000 holds, Natal and Steve!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 39 of Podcast Championship Wrestling, hosted by your podcast tag team champions of the world, the men of 2,000 holds, Natal and Steve. How you doing today, Steve?
I'm a little cramped today. It's a little tight in here today.
And just like Xavier Woods, I try to keep it tight as much as possible on this podcast. And the reason why it's so cramped in the studio is we have one of our greatest fans on the podcast who share a bunch. I've known him for a very long time. You heard me and him actually discuss Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. If you listen to that podcast on the So Says Natal, the one and only from Hawaii, not Roman Reigns, but Mike Shadwick. How you doing on the podcast, Mike? Welcome to PCW.
Thanks. It's good to be here. I flew many a miles to come and see you guys, and this is awesome.
Yeah, that's no joke. He's from Hawaii. He flew many a miles to be on this show.
Yeah, on this podcast, we don't try to use Skype. On So Says Natal, who cares? But if you want to listen to any of those podcasts, email me at sosaysnatal@gmail.com. You can follow all the podcasts, Podcast Championship Wrestling, So Says Natal Podcast, and Fight Your Rival on Stitcher, SoundCloud, and iTunes. Don't forget to follow the Facebook, facebook.com/SoSaysNatal, Instagram, instagram.com/SoSaysNatal, and my favorite, the best, the one I use the most, the Twitter, at SoSaysNatal1. Mike, any shout-outs you want to give at the beginning of this episode?
I have a website, fallenbread.com, movies, TV shows. I give my little snarky opinions on them. Yeah, you can find it on facebook.com/fallenbread, or just go directly to fallenbread.com. Like, comment, share, dislike. I don't care, just go.
And snarky is always fun.
Snarky is always fun. And if you guys have been long-time listeners of PCW, you should know when it comes to finding out about Steve, you're never going to find out about him. Never. So stop asking and no more inquiries, please. That's all we have to say. All right, well, now we got the pleasantries out of the way. Let's start talking about wrestling. That's what people came here to listen to. It's about wrestling.
That's why I came here.
That's why I came here, too. I came here to listen to myself talk about wrestling. Why not? It's fantastic. I can't complain. So the first thing we're going to talk about is actually a somber moment, and that is the passing of Joanie Laurer, a.k.a. Chyna. She was only 45 years old, and actually it's a shame. You know, it's a big blow. She actually did a lot of trailblazing and pioneering, as we saw the Twitter post mentioning it. Mm-hmm. She was the first Intercontinental Champion. She was the first woman in the Royal Rumble. And she was actually in a tournament match going towards the WWE World Heavyweight title at one time.
Yeah, so she technically competed for the championship, which is pretty crazy. She was a big part of the Attitude Era. Huge. You know, you can't deny it. So it's a big part that's gone now.
Not only that, not only was she like in DX, but she was also able to transition her character into like the whole Mamacita thing with Latino Heat.
Oh, and that was so good.
Which was so
Edgar
good.
Was so good with
He
Chyna.
sold it really well. Mike, so do you have any fond memories of Chyna? Were you watching wrestling at the time when she was popular? I mean, I think everyone was watching the Attitude Era.
Oh, yeah. During the Attitude Era, Chyna was just one of those people where you just saw her and you were just like, geez, like, what are you eating? You know what I mean?
She was like, people!
Yeah. But it was cool that you saw her transition being that kind of like that silent lackey that's, you know, kind of getting a personality.
That's choking out Goldust's girl.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And then eventually being able to stand aside the guys, too, and fight along and fight, you know, against them. That was like the hugest thing. Like the amount of contribution she's paid towards, like, you know, women's wrestling and stuff like that. You know, you can't deny that, you know, regardless of her, you know, past or history or whatever like that. Like, she was an amazing wrestler. She was an amazing character. She was just like this huge force that just happened to be a woman, you know? So, yeah, she will definitely be missed. She was a big part of my childhood, too, going into the Attitude Era. So, yeah.
And she had a bazooka that shot fireworks. I didn't have a bazooka that shot fireworks.
That's actually one step up from Max Moon. He tried to shoot fireworks out of his gauntlet hands. You know who Max Moon is?
No.
Okay, good. But she's shooting out the rocket. Like Max Moon was Conan in WWE before he was in WCW.
This was like circa like late 92, early 93.
Okay. When there was still a lot of gimmicks in WWE.
Yeah, Google a picture.
I think I might have heard about this story, too, on another podcast. But, yeah, okay, Max Moon.
Yeah.
Rockets out of his hands.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
But we're not talking about Max Moon right now. Let's go back to Chyna, because he's definitely not going to be in the Hall of Fame anytime soon. But with the passing of Chyna, obviously, I mean, what do you guys think? WWE next year and then putting her into the Hall of Fame?
If they don't do it like next year, definitely very soon, because you know sometimes they're kind of stubborn and they want to do things on their own terms, and it's just like I could see them being like, yeah, she passed away and it's sad, but we're not gonna do it this year.
Yeah, I mean they plan things a year in advance. At WrestleMania, they tell you where the next WrestleMania is gonna be.
Yeah, and I don't know the way the Hall of Fame stuff works, but I could see her being in there, and it would be deservedly so for like all these things we've said before, like. Now that she's gone, I'm not going to be like, oh, I was the biggest fan back then. But, like, she entertained me, and I thought she did some crazy things, you know. Like, my favorite moments would definitely be with Eddie. Like, those are always the standout moments to me. I like when she had the cat with her. The little, like, mini-me version of Chyna.
Yes, I remember that.
Not Ernest Miller, the one that Lawler ended up marrying. But she did a lot, and definitely, I mean, it is very cliche, but, like, paved the way for a lot of the stuff that happened after her. So I don't see why she shouldn't be in there.
I definitely think that she should be a part of the Hall of Fame. I mean, I guess, you know, a lot of people were just waiting for, in a weirdly weird way, waiting for her to die so they can put her in the Hall of Fame because, you know, she's just she's very opinionated when it comes to the WWE and I guess how they treated her and stuff like that and whatever issues she had with Triple H too. That's just an awkward thing. Like, oh, hey, here's my ex-girlfriend, you know, can we put her in the Hall of Fame? So she's like, no!
Yeah, like, I'm sure whatever backstage things with Triple H and Stephanie, like, whatever they might be, if it, like, factored in.
Yeah. So
most definitely.
I think that it's bittersweet, it sucks to say, but, I mean, she was already deserving of it, but, you know, WWE, you know, they want to play it the political way, you know what I mean? And the fact that they acknowledged her right off the bat, you know, Stephanie of all people acknowledged her on Twitter, and you know all the different kind of clippings that they've had over the days about people tweeting about it. I mean, she's there. You know what I mean? So.
I mean, it's a shame to say it, but probably the best thing, if she ever wanted to be in the Hall of Fame, was for her to pass away because, you know, like you said, you know, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but, you know, it's just facts. Like you said, you know, she's a firecracker. She was very passionate about what happened in the ins and outs of wrestling. You don't want her going to an acceptance speech and she just, like, starts parading the COO of the company and everything like that. You can't have that. So with her not being there, they could get a family member, former wrestler, whatever, have a great promo package because their production team is incredible. They have one of the best production teams out there. I love their production team.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, who would you like to see induct her into the Hall of Fame if she were to get inducted?
See, it's weird because they have like backstage history, but if I'm thinking from just camera WWE perspective, like what I saw growing up, it would have to be like either Triple H or X-Pac. It has to be one of them, or DX entire as a whole. It has to be. I'm not thinking about they were boyfriend girlfriend and whatever happened. But like on screen, it has to be her. It has to be like Triple H and DX.
Yeah, because she was very much a part of DX. DX wasn't just, you know, Triple H and Shawn Michaels. It was Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Chyna.
And she was in both factions. She started out with DX, and when Shawn Michaels dipped, she was still with Triple H and still ran it with that DX. But besides that, yeah, she's definitely going to go into the Hall of Fame, but I don't think this year or whatever, but she will definitely be going in now. If Macho Man made it in after whatever happened with Macho Man, I think Chyna will be able to make it in. The next wrestler we're going to talk about is definitely going to go into the Hall of Fame once his career comes to an end. And I hope it doesn't come to an end anytime soon. And that is Samoa Joe. And the reason why we're talking about Samoa Joe, he is your new NXT heavyweight champion. What? There was no NXT taping. I didn't remember that happening.
No takeover.
There was no takeover. There was no takeover, a double takeover, like a Tuesday in Texas. None of it. It was a house show. And Samoa Joe beat Finn Balor. Now Samoa Joe's our WWE, now Samoa Joe's our NXT World Heavyweight Champion. What do you guys think about that?
That was crazy because, like, I remember just scrolling through Facebook and being like, "Wait, what? Something like this happened at a house show?" And then initially, like, the immediate reaction is like, "Well, Balor's obviously being fast tracked up."
Yeah.
But I thought it was cool because I mean, we'd said it before. Like, we actually wanted to see Joe win at like these takeovers. I wanted to see Joe win just because it adds more legitimacy to the older guys who come into NXT. They're not automatically just there to put the younger guys over.
Like Rhino?
Yeah. And I just really like Samoa Joe, so it's really cool that he's got some gold now.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Mike, I mean, are you a bigger Samoa Joe fan, Finn Balor fan? Because I'm always on Team Joe if it's going against Balor. I love Balor, but I'll go with Joe.
I love Balor too, but I mean, it's just... one of those things where he's always going to have great matches. It's not going to be anything different, and I guess he's not going to do anything different until maybe they move him up to the main roster. So maybe he can have part of a faction or a persona, or a different persona or whatever. But Samoa Joe's cool. I'm glad he won, finally. I mean, it again, bringing the legitimacy to these guys who are coming in and not just treating them like, jobbers or whatever. But it was one of those things where it like shocked the hell out of me. But I'll be honest with you, I mean, it makes sense now, especially since the whoever they're not doing anything with talent wise on the main roster, the rest of them are injured out. So you got to bring somebody like Finn Balor up, and now you got all his boys up in there too. So.
Yeah, it's really weird. At first, I automatically thought of Diesel beating Bob Backlund for the title at Madison Square Garden in like 36 seconds. I was like, wait, what? He just showed up on television with the title. I was like, what happened? They showed the match because it was so short. And I don't know if they did this in a way to generate buzz for their road shows. Like, anything could happen in the WWE, like, oh man, maybe I'll buy more tickets. Or Finn got injured, or maybe one of his injuries that he had just like worsened in the middle of the match. Because we're going to see the whole match, which is awesome, actually, on Wednesday. The day this podcast airs. Don't forget to watch NXT at night. We're going to be able to see the full match of Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe from that house show. So we'll see what happens and how Samoa Joe ended up winning. There is a clip on YouTube now. It's about 1 minute and 36 seconds is the last parts of the match. And we watched that clip, and we were just as shocked as the fans in the crowd.
Yeah, it was cool.
So you guys think that's it? Finn Balor, no more NXT main roster? Because I honestly thought he would show up on Raw, and he didn't.
I don't know. I was thinking it might be like around Payback.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if like he goes for the title or if he's just like straight up gone from NXT now. It'll be interesting because I've like thought about it a bunch, and it's just like, yeah, what do you really do with Finn Balor now?
Especially with you already introduced so many new people on the main roster. I mean, we just saw the debut of Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, and we have everyone else that we were.
Like we had a Corbin show up, Apollo Crews, but all those guys were kind of introduced as like, hey, look at these guys. I feel like if Balor showed up, he'd be like a big player
showcase,
right away.
like a Styles.
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't be like Corbin or Apollo Crews where it's just like, hey, let's ease you into these guys. Like he's going to make an impact when he shows up.
So you think he's going to be on the main roster, Mike? Or you think that he's going to go for a rematch and stay around in NXT for a bit?
Well, I guess if it was up to him, maybe he would just stay around.
Yeah, I know he doesn't want to go up to the main roster.
But I mean, Payback would be something, seeing as how nearly the entire roster is NXT. You know what I mean? So I think it would make perfect sense for them to bring him out around that time. But who knows? We'll see. Stranger things have happened. NXT is changing a little bit, and I don't necessarily think it's for the better. Still great, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's almost like, I think we were talking about it the other day, like just Vince McMahon kind of has his little finger in it now.
It's Shane McMahon now. He's plucking all the talent from him.
So we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to see him in the main roster. The question is just, what are they going to do with him?
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. But we all could celebrate Samoa Joe as our NXT champion. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's so cool. So if we see him at TakeOver Brooklyn, hopefully he'll still have the title. Hopefully, crap. Oh yeah, he will still have the title. We'll get to see him holding the gold. But that'd be fantastic.
What was it? Balor had the longest run now. Yeah, as NXT champ, right? 292.
292. Because I think Neville was like 260 something, or he was in the upper 200s. But yeah, he's 292.
That's crazy. And it feels like he didn't do that much with the title. Like, I feel like Neville did a lot as champ. Balor, I feel like he fought, what was it, Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's really...
I think, you know why? At the time, NXT was shot differently, and there was probably more home shows, and on the road now, he's probably defending it multiple times on the road, and we don't get to see those.
There was also the Dusty tag team thing going on. And
that's true, and him and Samoa Joe went in that, so how could he be defending the title when he's too busy winning trophies?
But it was a good slow burn storytelling to get to Balor Joe, so I'm fine with it. I really enjoyed the whole Balor Joe stuff in NXT, and I'll be really excited to watch the match where, the payoff for us is Samoa Joe as the NXT champ. It's going to be really cool because it's been fun. I like the two TakeOver matches they had.
No, they were really good. Even with Samoa Joe getting his head busted open in the second match in like 40 seconds.
Yeah, like slowing the pace down a lot to the match. But aside from that, like the matches were good.
Like I said, Samoa Joe, I think he'll be a great champion. You know what I mean? I don't remember Finn Balor defending the title as often, but again, you had said about the house shows, maybe they're doing it on the low or whatever, which I wouldn't be surprised with.
Mm-hmm. Say Finn Balor just gets shot up to the main roster. Who do you want to see Joe fight for the title?
That's a head scratcher for me. I don't know.
You know you want it to be Shinsuke. No head scratcher.
I do want it to be Shinsuke because I love Shinsuke. I want to throw myself on the ground right now while recording this podcast, but I can't. I'll be away from the microphone. But I would love for it to be Shinsuke, but he just got there.
Yeah.
You know, same thing with Asuka. When Asuka first showed up, I was like, I want her to fight Bayley. And I was like, wait, not yet. And then she did, and then she took it away from Bayley, and I'm still upset, but I'm happy for Asuka at the same time.
Match,
it was a great match.
Yeah.
And Shinsuke, but I don't want that yet. I'll wait. Don't give me too much now. I'll wait. I'd rather have Shinsuke Samoa Joe at TakeOver.
Yeah, but you also got to think, like, who would your number one face be in NXT right now? Because Balor is obviously the number one babyface in NXT. Mm-hmm. Where does that go if Balor leaves? Because I don't see anyone being, like, primed as number 2. Really.
I don't see a number 2 either. And that's
There's a lot of buzz behind Shinsuke right now, but it doesn't necessarily mean he's the number 2 babyface.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we got like a Ty Dillinger. The crowd does love him.
The crowd loves him, but I think he's a heel, isn't he?
I think so.
He's trying to be.
Yeah.
The crowd loves him.
I mean, faces, it ain't Elias Sampson. They hate him. Bullfit's gone.
Yeah, they hate everybody. The only people they love are the women.
Austin Aries?
Yeah. I guess. Yeah, you haven't really done much with him at Corbin. Aries is an established guy. Mm-hmm. He'll have really good matches with Samoa Joe. That'd be kind of cool. And it'd be kind of weird. Not weird, but just odd seeing 2, like, veterans go for the title in NXT. And I'm sure the internet will be
losing their mind.
Up in arms about that. Oh, look. Somebody's getting in and blah, 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 but whatever. Good matches are good matches.
Yeah. All right, so Austin Aries besides Shinsuke.
Yeah, I want to see that now.
What about you? Anybody you could think of?
Yeah,
you, Mike?
Austin Aries, now that you said it.
Yeah.
Well, Austin Aries, like, I don't know him from, up until he's come into NXT. Mm-hmm. And the matches that he's had hasn't really impressed me, to be honest with you.
No, I agree. I didn't do any homework about Austin Aries. And his first match against Baron Corbin, I was like, what's so good about him? He's the greatest man that ever lived, or the greatest man that ever lived, or that's alive, or whatever. Like, what's so great about you?
But I mean, I hear great things about him. He looks like he knows what he's doing for the most part. But I mean, maybe it's just who they have him going up against too. I mean, because when he came in, he fought Baron Corbin, and Baron Corbin was already getting that fast track to WrestleMania anyway. So I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, well, because the first match wasn't a real showcase match for Austin Aries. It was just a good match to work with Corbin's strengths kind of thing. You know, Aries looks smart at the end the way he wants. So, like, I could see that. He hasn't had, like, a showcase match yet where it's just like, oh, check all this stuff out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's good. And he's good on the mic, too. I really enjoy Austin Aries.
Besides him, I could think of, I don't know if he's still around or not, but Tommaso Ciampa. I loved him in Ring of Honor. And they really haven't done much with him in NXT.
He came back out with... Johnny Gargano?
Yeah, Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, he came back out with him, so I don't know if they got him back together as a tag team.
I don't know. Yeah,
but it's cool. I mean, I think they were doing cool by themselves, but I don't know.
But either Gargano or
it
would be fantastic. Yeah, I mean, those are the wrestlers they have to look into, but it sucks because those are independent. We're trying to think of. I'm trying to rack my brain of people from NXT that I don't really see,
like homegrown,
guys. From the production center, performance center, and the only one I could think of right now is Elias Sampson.
Whatever happened to CJ Parker?
He went to Japan. He asked for his release.
Oh,
yeah, because they weren't doing anything for him.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, that's fine.
Now he's occupying Japan.
Yeah, I'm not complaining.
Yeah, me neither.
He could go make as many trees as he wants in Japan. That's fine by me.
Yeah, I can't really think of anybody else who would be able to fill those shoes because they are now big shoes to fill. NXT is huge now, so they're expecting a huge champion. And yes, it should be homegrown because it just goes back to we are NXT and this whole thing. So yeah, they're just just plucking everybody from like the indies and stuff like that. And it's great that they're doing it, but now they're kind of, pushing everybody back as soon as Shinsuke moved up.
There was always an aspect to that before. I mean, you guys like Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn and Cesaro.
Kevin Owens.
Yeah, Kevin Owens. Like, there's still always been that, like, indie scene where it's like, they get plucked from the indies, they get a small chance in NXT, and, like, they kind of shine there. So I don't think it needs to be, like, just from the Performance Center, but sometimes it's fun when it happens. Like, we never heard of Enzo and Cass anywhere before the
No.
Performance Center, and look at how fantastic they are.
I think Jason Jordan as well. I don't remember Jason Jordan anyway. I think he's from Performance Center, and he's one half of the NXT tag team
Because he was with another tag team.
He was with
before,
a bunch
right?
of tag teams, and they kept failing. And that was the origin of American Alpha, because Chad Gable wanted to be a tag team with him, and he kept turning him down.
I think he has I mean, that would actually be my dark horse, would be Jason Jordan, because
if he was singles,
because I mean, he looks like he has a good personality. He's athletic as all hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy.
He's a good-looking guy.
He's great. He's built like he reminds me of Kurt Angle and Shelton Benjamin, and I like that look. I like that Olympian style. Yeah, but he's he got gold.
I know.
Yeah,
and he cried about it.
He just won it.
Yeah, he just won gold.
Good for them.
Yeah, good for them. All right, this is almost turning into a whole NXT episode. So, Finn Balor, whether you go to the main roster or not, we'll see what happens. Hopefully stay in NXT for a while, because we are here racking our brains trying to figure out who Samoa Joe is going to embarrass while he is dominating NXT. So from NXT champs, we go into Monday Night Raw, where we were in the heart of WWE this week. We were in Hartford, Connecticut. Saw what I did there? Hartford, Connecticut. WWE Titan Towers, what? And the Men of 2000 Holds didn't get to go live, unfortunately. But we have Men of 2000 Hold type of things to do.
Yeah.
We have
sometimes it gets in the way of going to live events.
Yeah, sometimes we got 2000 duties for the 2000 holds. But luckily, our friend over here, Mike, all the way from Hawaii, went to Monday Night Raw. Ringside seats, not too far from Lillian Garcia. And the cherry on top, two cherries actually on this one, is one, it was his birthday. So what a great birthday gift to spend it at Monday Night Raw. And two, it was your first ever live wrestling event. So, Mike, your thoughts. Tell us about Monday Night Raw.
Oh, it was every single cliche thing that you hear about it. It was electric. It was exciting. It was addicting.
Did you jump with the fireworks?
I didn't jump, but I cheered because I've been around fireworks.
Lying.
No, I didn't jump. Oh, got scared,
startled. Yeah,
no,
I didn't mean like you were you got so excited you jumped out of your seat for fireworks.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I just made it in, so the first fireworks went off, so I kind of heard it. So I was like, oh, let's go, boom. So I guess maybe I knew what to expect.
You're like, I'm from the Bronx, boom.
Yeah, I hear gunshots all the time. But yeah, it was amazing. It was awesome. I had a lot of fun. Just people cheering and people booing and people excited and people just drunk but everybody is just so cool, because you're all sharing that. And I mean, wrestling still is a bit niche, you know what I mean? But then when you see thousands of people sharing that thing that you love, it just it's the most coolest, one of the most coolest feelings in the entire world, you know what I mean? Because you can just, talk to the person next to you. And I went dolo. I went by myself too. So it was just so exciting. Everybody's just kind of hanging out with each other and just having a good time and just sharing this great medium that we love. It is a very indescribable feeling, and I'm addicted to it now.
Yeah, my favorite thing about live wrestling event is, like you say, it's kind of like a niche thing. Like you see it on TV, but you always feel like, yeah, it's like me and a couple friends. We're like the only people that watch wrestling. And then you're there and you're like, this is awesome. This is 17,000 people that enjoy what I enjoy, and I'm better than every single one of them. That's my favorite moment about live wrestling events.
Yeah, we're better than 16,999.
Exactly.
That's just how it is. So you're used to watching wrestling and hearing the commentary, even though you probably don't want to hear the commentary, but you gotta hear it. It comes with watching Raw and SmackDown. So was it weird watching it without commentary and hearing the useless commentary that we hear on a weekly basis? It was still weird?
Dude, it was so weird.
It was odd, right?
It was because all you hear are the microphone booms from the mat and stuff like that, and you might hear a grunt or two if you're lucky, but yeah, not having the commentary, as much as it it sucks or if it's good or whatever, it's still what I know wrestling as to be a staple of it, like watching a sporting event and being there and not hearing the commentary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I wasn't close enough to hear them audibly, close enough. So it was just the show, but at the same time, you can focus on the match too.
Yes.
Which is pretty cool. So now you're at a wrestling show. You know what I mean? It's not the spectacle of it being sports and entertainment Raw, but now you're seeing, these matches and you're just watching them for what they are. You can appreciate the art of wrestling.
And I think it's great, actually. It gave me more appreciation for the talent inside the ring. Because I've always said it like, you know, you have to sell the story. The wrestlers start the story up and the announcers build onto it. You know, they fill in the gaps. And that's how a match should be, you know, put together. When you don't have the announcers filling in the gaps, it's up to just the wrestlers. It's up to them to actually tell out the story. And that was really interesting because I was thinking in my head, I wonder what the commentators would say right now, you know, while this was happening.
Right.
And I actually prefer it because, like you said, the number one thing you said is you focus on the match.
Yeah, it was a really cool experience just by, again, just hearing the raw crowd, like everybody's just like flipping out. So you see the response from the match just by them wrestling, not particularly by like, you know, Michael Cole saying something dumb or like whatever. So yeah, it's something that I do want to experience again because, you know, you don't get that much, but with TV, I guess they have cues and they have all this stuff. So and that was another cool thing too. I hate to get off subject, but just seeing that whole behind the scenes aspect of it, them bringing that crane camera and, you know, just shining the entire audience with the camera and stuff, trying to get a view of them, showing them up the, you know, show up your signs now, you know, like stuff that you see that's inserted into it that you think is so organic, and then now you see it like bit by bit, like how it plays out.
It seems organic because it's so systematic, and that's what we were saying earlier. It's amazing to see. Like, that's why the WWE is so big. That's why we dedicate most of this podcast talking to, you know, their package, because it's a great package, you know? Whether you love it or hate it, it's wrestling. It's WWE.
Yeah.
Now we got to get you to a live pay-per-view because that's even different.
Oh yeah, I can imagine because those are where all the real fans, the marks, the smarks,
the smarks.
Yeah, that's when they show up too. So I can
we'll be at SummerSlam.
Yep.
Oh, God, I
can't wait.
I gotta find out how to get there.
You will.
I gotta get on the main roster first, and then I can get
Either
there.
you get on the main roster, or I treat you like Krang, and you just put your face on a tablet, and I'm like, here you are.
Excellent.
And if they're like, why is he not here? I'm like, he has a very vicious disease where he's allergic to people. He can't leave his house, but I bought a ticket for him. How dare you?
I'm in Dimension X.
We could make a Make-A-Wish for Roman, and Roman could sign your tablet. He could sign your face in the beginning of the match. There you go.
Oh, God.
So we're talking about Roman, unfortunately. Let's talk about what happened on Monday Night Raw. So Shane McMahon came out and ran Raw because that's standard now, right?
He beat The Undertaker.
He did beat The Undertaker. If you guys confirmed it. Yeah, if you guys haven't noticed, Shane McMahon beat Undertaker at WrestleMania because he has been running Raw for a month now. This is the 4th week in a row. What a surprise. Shane McMahon's running Raw. Started out with a little talky-talky, jabby-jabby. Stephanie McMahon came out, which is good because the last time we saw her getting speared by Roman Reigns. That man knows no bounds. How dare he?
He's a madman.
He is a madman. Someone needs to lock him up in the Ambrose Asylum and throw away the key. So she came out, she looked great, and she basically told Shane this is the last time he's going to run Raw. And now, out of nowhere, because Payback is this Sunday, this is the go-home show for Payback, Vince is going to show up on Payback and tell Shane or Stephanie who's going to run Raw. When did that happen? Where did that come from?
Yeah, seriously, because there was no build-up to any of this. It was just, all right, Shane's running Raw. I don't care. It seemed to come out of left field. Even when they announced it, like, we had trailed off prior, and then Shane said something about this Sunday, and we were like, wait, what happened? And we had to rewind it, and then even I trailed off the second time. You had to tell me.
Yeah.
But I don't care who Vince announces. Like, shouldn't it be Steph? Because Shane... Well, no. Oh, wait, no. Shane beat Undertaker.
Yeah, he beat him.
So Shane should be in charge. Like, why? Why does Vince have to make a decision?
What do you think?
Well, this whole situation is just all screwed up from WrestleMania, and okay, let's see what you got now. You know what I mean? Like, I whatever. But I still think maybe they're just trying to fiddle with something. I don't know if they're biding their time for something, but it's kooky. Like, it's not Sophie's Choice. I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Like, just leave it to whoever. I mean, and, you know, obviously the people want Shane. You knew that from the get-go. Just leave it the way it is. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't take up too much of the show.
Yeah, seriously, because it was a show that, like, after WrestleMania, I'm kind of just like, oh, great, Payback's the next pay-per-view. But, like, with some of these builds and some of the matches that are announced, I'm like, I'm looking forward to Payback, and I didn't need more of a hook. Like, this thing about Vince announcing who's going to run Raw is not a hook for me. I don't care.
Yeah, it was more of a surprise. Like, wow, so this is a storyline you never issued or told us it was a storyline, but it's going to be settled this Sunday. Good to know.
Right.
I mean,
let me clear my schedule.
Yeah, let me clear my schedule. Good thing I have Sunday off.
It's a shame this won't be on the pre-show.
Yeah.
No. We'll get into the card later, trust me. But let's finish off what other antics, crazy things happened on Raw. Raw was an okay show. It was, you tell us, Mike, you were there live for a go-home show to a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You know, where basically they got to beef up everybody on the card and make them look strong or make them look weak. So you're like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen on Sunday. How did you feel like sitting there live? Were you like, yeah, Raw? Were you like, Raw?
Yeah, there was the only thing that, and I guess being there again, that I was excited for was just the entrances and stuff like that. Like in terms of what was actually going on and, you know, the build up to Payback and whatnot, like nothing really captivated me. You know what I mean? And the promos with the tag teams coming out, that was pretty cool. And I think you might have missed one with Cesaro and Miz. That one was pretty cool too. But like other than that, like there was nothing that I saw, you know, on the Titantron that I was just like, holy crap! Like I can't believe this is gonna happen. So it's gonna. I mean, I know they're gonna be great matches on Payback. You know what I mean? They're gonna be really fun, cool matches. And again, it's like practically the NXT division. You know, but all the extra stuff that they have on the, you know, this whole thing with Vince and Shane and Stephanie now, like I don't really care. You know what I mean? Just keep it the way it is. But
yeah, like I thought it was your standard kind of meh episode of Raw, but I thought it succeeded in that, like, it did get me more excited for the pay-per-view. The stuff that happened with Roman Reigns, AJ, Gallows, and Anderson got me more excited for the Roman Reigns AJ Styles match. I really liked the interview segment with Ambrose and Jericho. I was complaining last week that, like, we never really got them talking with each other.
And we finally got it. It was fantastic.
Yeah, and it was really good on both parts, so that got me more excited for that match.
And I love the fact that Jericho was booked strong at the end. He was towering over Ambrose because he's the heel. So now everyone wants Ambrose to beat him. Like, Ambrose lost to Lesnar. Now Ambrose is going to end up losing to Jericho? Yeah. What are you, nuts? So you want to see him get pummeled more, you know, when it comes this Sunday at Payback. You really want Dean Ambrose to get his payback. You know?
Yeah, no, exactly.
And that was one of the few moments that were worth talking about on Raw. Besides that one, it was another promo. There's tons of promo moments that we have to talk about. The matches weren't memorable.
Right. But the build to Payback in regards to getting you psyched for the pay-per-view, I thought it succeeded in that. And what you're going to talk about is another one that I'm more excited to see the match going into Payback.
And that was the actual package of the Kevin Owens Sami Zayn match. Wow, what a package. We didn't get to see them mouth off to each other on Raw or cut a promo on one another, but WWE and a great production team, they basically did everything. Of course, you know, me being sour grapes that I am was sucking my teeth in the beginning of the promo package, and I was like, when are they going to show the NXT stuff? Are they going to even acknowledge it? And they pulled an origin story, so they did a great job, and it got me really excited. And I'm happy because we all know Sami Zayn, we all know Kevin Owens. We've been watching them in NXT. We are excited for this because this is round 2. This is the second chapter in this story, you know, of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. But I'm happy now that your standard WWE watcher who only watches Raw and SmackDown or just Raw finally have, so that's who Sami Zayn is. Okay. Oh, there's more to Kevin Owens than the guy who showed up to fight John Cena and beat him clean on his first night and then got buried continually on months after. I love you, Kevin Owens. You're the greatest in the world. That's all I have to say. Why huffing and puffing? You love him too.
That's what I said. I was mouthing I love you.
Yeah, all right, but it was really good too because, you know, since before WrestleMania they've been talking about Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were friends, you know. But that's it. Just the announcers were talking about it. But this was a package that, like, showed everything. That, you know, the way they came up together really told the story of Owens and Zayn. And then Owens, you know, attacking Zayn just because he was in the way of something he wanted. Like, I love the bit about Kevin Owens. Like, if it seems like it's personal now, it's because Sami Zayn's making it personal. Yeah. When I did it, it was nothing but business. I'm the victim.
Yeah, I love he was like, I'm the victim here. And I agree. He is the victim. I actually said that out loud.
Yeah, but it was fantastic because, again, it's one of those things where it's like, aside from them telling us their friendship and constantly calling Sami Zayn an underdog, we really don't know much about Sami Zayn. So this package gave us a little bit more about Sami Zayn as well. So, again, it succeeded, and, like, I'm really looking forward to their match at Payback.
And what you were mentioning before about Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, this was their Raw debut.
Yeah.
So you got to see the debut of Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows in WWE Raw.
Luke Gallows in his dumb ring gear.
Yeah, that ring gear was awful.
Yeah.
It's the pants, and the only tall...
What, like overalls or something?
No, it was like a singlet, but then he was wearing shorts over the singlet, but knee pads were so high that it looked like long pants at first, but they weren't. And then he was wearing those white boots with the black
he looked
splatter.
like a firefighter.
He looked weird, and the only man that I know that could pull off wearing white boots is the Punisher. So like, it was just weird to me. I mean, his outfit needs to go. I mean, Carl Anderson just looks like a normal guy.
Yeah, look like a wrestler.
They look like a wrestler. You know me. We were saying this while we were watching Raw. I'm a sucker for jackets and robes and stuff. So
yeah, so you like their entrance?
I like their entrance gear. I love that stuff. The more you have on, the better. I love the Miz's Serpentor outfit. So like, I love all that stuff. Even when Cesaro was coming up with that hoodie that came all the way up to his nose, even that was pretty cool. So we saw them live. I mean, were you impressed? Were you like, do you know anything of Carl Anderson or Luke Gallows prior?
No. I mean, I know that their reputation from like the Bullet Club precedes them. Like, I know that they're like huge hits out.
So you don't know Luke Gallows from like him being Festus?
No, because he was in the WWE. Yeah. I didn't see him perform or anything like that.
Okay.
But they're pretty solid wrestlers, though. I mean, they're, again, like, it's that whole mentality of like, who would be dumb enough to jump over the barricade and mess with these guys, because they will legitimately like destroy you. You know what I mean? But yeah, they were doing their thing. It was, I mean, their costumes are, whatever. But I think they're awesome. I think they're great forces too. I just don't know if they're gonna keep on marketing them as, Gallows and Anderson, or are they going to give them like a name or, anything like that. So that'd be cool to find out how they evolve within it. And they definitely have to get new costumes.
I mean, yeah, the Ring attire, they need a up. Hopefully they don't get a name randomly out of the blue. Let it be organic. Like Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. Like the Revival. Blake and Murphy never got a name. They were just Blake and Murphy.
Blake and Murphy suck.
Man, whatever. But, just like the Revival and American Alpha, let them grow organically into their name. And it's interesting because the back history is they're friends with AJ. That's what WWE's letting us know. They all roll together in Japan, so they're letting all that Japan knowledge out. I thought it was cool that JBL, because you haven't seen the Raw yet, with the commentary, JBL was really putting over Gallows and Anderson. He was like talking about them being IWGP champions and like all the titles they held in Japan. So that was cool. And I got to give a nod to WWE for actually acknowledging something that isn't WWE, because for shame, how dare you? You never existed until we found you.
Right.
You're like the Matrix. They plucked you out of the cocoon and like, now you're wrestling. You've never done anything. So for them to acknowledge prior accolades is fantastic. And that actually made them a little more interesting, because I knew Luke Gallows prior, but I was like, he's Festus. You want to see how this goes, Like, I didn't like Prince Albert or Lord Tensai. I didn't like either. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I think he did good. I mean, I love their finisher. The finisher is very interesting. It's a nice, like, corkscrew neckbreaker type of,
I think Beer Money used to do that. As
Beer Money was good. I liked Beer Money. You remember Beer Money from TNA?
That's a real person?
That was the team.
It was the team. It was James Storm and Bobby Roode.
Oh,
yeah. Bobby Roode, who was in the NXT crowd at TakeOver. Yeah, and they were like, Bobby Roode, yeah.
So is he...
We don't know.
I think so. I don't know.
Maybe he is, or maybe he was just being rude.
Yeah, it's the kind of stuff that I tend not to read into. I'm like, if he shows up, cool. Like, I kind of want to be like excited on TV or when WWE posts it.
But with Luke Gallows and Anderson in the main roster, we got the whole AJ and Roman Reigns story actually growing. It's actually, evolving, which is good, but I'm glad.
Because the whole story now, it seems like Anderson and Gallows are trying to help AJ. They're interfering in Roman Reigns matches. Segments where it's like, they're coming out of AJ's locker room. Are they in cahoots together? Because AJ's like, I don't need you guys, but they're constantly doing it. It's something that you could like see coming a mile away, because I'm sure all of us are like,
it's bad acting. They're all bad actors.
Yeah, they are kind of bad actors, and you're like, all right, so they're going to turn on him. But still, it's an interesting story going into it, as opposed to just I'm not a good guy, I'm not a bad guy, I'm the guy. Come fight me for the title, because that's what initially it started.
Yeah,
AJ just won a random match to become number one contender. But now they've worked Anderson and Gallows into this, and the Usos to a point where like it feels like a rivalry between AJ and Reigns. There's a more of a meaning for them to fight other than just the championship.
I see you want a hot tag.
I want a hot tag.
So hot tag in.
The commentary again goes back to it too, because I'm at the show. And if you're cutting a promo, that's one thing. But if you're just coming out and just destroying somebody, you're not getting that extra like, oh man, I can't wait to see what's going to happen. And sometimes it works. Sometimes like you got guys like Mauro Ranallo, who's just fantastic, and he really set the standard for when Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose had that feud.
It was the feud of the century.
Yeah, the hottest feud in wrestling right now. Like You like
I believed it.
I think and stuff like that starts getting me all pumped and stuff like that. So I think maybe that's why it wasn't as like, you really get to see these huge buildups for Payback with the way that you guys saw it, because love or hate the commentary, you still had that extra like, push as to like, oh man, this is going to be pretty good.
I zoned it out.
We
really don't have their commentary.
We really tune out commentary.
Really?
I only listen to it specifically if they're introducing someone new. I'm like, let me see how they're going to introduce them, what they're going to talk about. Because Michael Cole used to say Bullet Club. He was like, they were part of a club. And I was like, don't just say part of a club. Like, I was a part of a club. Like, so what does that mean? That means they're great wrestlers?
JBL's like, this is awesome. Every like 3 minutes.
It's awesome. It's all subliminal. WWE's, they're huge. They're superpowers.
Yeah.
They're subliminal. They're all putting the little inceptions in your head. You don't even know it yet.
I know. But let's get back on topic and let's talk about this whole Roman Reigns thing. I want to wrap it up, take a quick commercial break. The thing about the whole Roman Reigns, and what did you think live about that promo he had in the locker room with the Usos, where they had the most cavemanic haikus ever?
It was really hard to hear it because of all the booze.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow. Well, you didn't miss much. I mean, long story short, Roman Reigns was in the back, and Usos were like, hey, man, you okay? And Roman Reigns is like, I don't know. And he's like, oh, Gallows and Anderson are with AJ Styles. We got your back. And Roman Reigns like, oh. And they're like, I know what you're going to say. One versus all, right? And he's like, yeah, that's what I was going to say.
It sounds like a comic strip for the Daily News.
This is what it was. I'm not even exaggerating. And he was like, but sometimes the one needs the all. You know what I'm saying? And Roman Reigns like,
so we fuse together and form the Ultra One.
Close. Roman Reigns does one up better than you. He was like, yeah, well, sometimes the all needs the one. And that's the end of the promo, and they walk out.
I think he said something like needs to fear the one or something.
Something like that.
That even makes no sense.
And then he walked out. Believe that. And that's our world heavyweight champion who's trying to get me excited
He's
for
awesome.
his main event.
Just can't process it yet.
Yeah, well, when you watch Raw, you'll see that promo.
I've been very nice up until this point in the show. But you say something like that again, and he's going to edit nothing but Charlie Brown voice for you for the rest of this show. With your Roman Reigns living self.
He is the worst. His promos are awful.
He's the truth. You guys should respect him.
AJ's not the best on the mic either, but at least he makes sense. He doesn't talk in haikus. So, Roman, I feel, talks in haikus, or it's very short. He
just has no charisma. That's the thing. Everything just seems so robotic. Even like John Cena. We hated John Cena, but like when he talked...
Oh, he could talk.
There was always, there's something about him. Like Roman Reigns, I'm just like, he's a pretty dude with like an awesome head of hair.
Yeah.
Like, other than that, the hell...
Did you guys see the sign up that somebody put up that said, why is your hair so wet?
No.
Reigns came out. It was a very funny sign.
No, everyone's hair is super wet. Yeah. Except Jericho's. Stupid idiot! He's the only one without wet hair. So anything else about Monday Night Raw you guys want to talk about before we go to the commercial break?
No, because we touched up everything else that was good. The tag team promo was good. Got me excited. The Vaudevillains talking with Enzo and Cass. And again, I really enjoyed the Chris Jericho, Dean Ambrose segment. Like, if you guys haven't seen it, like, actually go out of your way to watch it. Ambrose starts it off really well, and then Jericho comes in and does his part really well. Mm-hmm. And just the mannerisms, I liked when, like, at one point Jericho called Ambrose, like, an idiot, and then Ambrose just kind of, like, looked at him with the crazy eyes. Like, I thought they were working really well together, so...
And he was sorry for Chris Jericho's expensive, ugly shoes.
Yeah,
like $750 a shoe or something.
Yeah,
like
a pair, each shoe, yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's all I want to talk about. Go watch that segment.
Mike, anything else you want to add in about Raw?
No, I mean it was like I said, it was a great experience. It was really fun being there and stuff. Seeing some of my wrestlers perform, or my favorite wrestlers perform. Some guys, like, I went to see like New Day in action and stuff like that. But it was great seeing Jericho. Mm-hmm. That's like I can.
Yeah, I've never seen Jericho.
So cool.
Or Sami Zayn. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so I can't wait to see them if I get to see Jericho.
Yeah, that was all cool. But like I said, Payback should. I mean, they have a lot of great matches that I'm excited about too. So it should be fun.
And with that out of the way, we are going to take a quick commercial break. And since we've been talking about all this Payback, we are going to actually go over the Payback card, and we're going to talk about who we want to win and not who should win. Maybe we'll see. Stay tuned.
You can catch Natal on 3 separate podcasts. Yes, 3. You can catch him on Fight Your Rival with Michael Andronico, Podcast Championship Wrestling with the other half of The Men of 2000 Holds, Steve, and So Says Natal podcast. You can find all 3 podcasts on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Stitcher. And you can follow him on Twitter at SoSaysNatal1, on Instagram at SoSaysNatal, and on Facebook, facebook.com/SoSaysNatal. You can support any of the podcasts by sending your comments, questions, and suggestions to sosaysnatal@gmail.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe across all platforms. You have just been educated.
Welcome back to episode 39 of Podcast Championship Wrestling, hosted by your podcast tag team champions of the world, the men of 2000 holds, Natal and Steve, and Hawaiian Mike.
Hi.
And we are back. So we are going over the Payback card. It is this Sunday on the WWE Network, or on pay-per-view, but who doesn't have the WWE Network? Everyone has the WWE Network.
You should if you don't.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you should. If you're listening to this podcast, you own the WWE Network. All right, so let's start off with the kickoff show. I feel bad for him. I guess he's cursed. It is our United States champion, Kalisto, defending the title against the big guy again, Ryback. We saw this at Mania.
And it was a good match at Mania.
It was a good match, and 10% of the arena actually saw it live. And now this is the next kickoff show. I even forgot about the U.S. title. I haven't seen it on
Kalisto's
TV
been on, like,
Mania.
Superstars. He was on Superstars when you were there last night, right? Yeah, look, like, that's how hot the U.S. title is now that Kalisto has it. Poor guy's on Superstars.
Like we always say, last year there was a tank.
Yeah, and now he's on Superstars. I don't care. I didn't even know him and Ryback still had anything going on. It's a pre-show match, so I'm not gonna watch it. But I guess I want Kalisto to win just so the title stays on Superstars.
Mike, anything? Who you want to win? Go over.
Well, the crowd was, they showed that kickoff match, and they were just grumbling, just audible grumbles.
Yeah.
Like, oh, God, I guess this again, whatever. But Kalisto's cool. I like him. He's a cool champion. Ryback is Ryback, and, he had his, chance at a few runs and didn't really work out well, so I don't really care what happens to him. So I guess just by process of elimination, Kalisto.
I want Kalisto to hold it. I wish they would add some credit or validity to that title, because he is a good performer, and I just feels like someone who's holding something that comes down the ring. It doesn't feel prestigious. It doesn't feel like a big deal.
Right.
Like you said, Ryback, he's gone and went so many times. I mean, I recently watched him fight John Cena in that 3 Stages of Hell match. And
you were like, whoa, he was main eventing.
I was like,
for the
wow,
title?
he was main eventing for the title, and he actually could pull his own. And then after that, I don't know what happened. Yeah, it's like, I know what happened. What happened to everybody after they wrestled Cena. But back to Payback. I don't really care about Ryback winning it. Whether he's getting payback for the little man beating the big man at Mania, doesn't matter. There was no story lead, nothing. I think they just found out yesterday. So that's the match. We all unanimously agree Kalisto retains the U.S. title.
Yeah.
So right after that, we'll go right into this. Vince McMahon announces who will control Raw. Now, I don't want to take too much talking about this because we mentioned a lot of this in the commercial break. What would you want happen? What would you guys want happen? Who you want to control Raw?
Shane, just because it's less promo time from an authority figure.
Okay.
I'm so burnt out and sick and tired of the authority. Like, I like Stephanie, but I'm tired of her spiel. I'm sick and tired of Triple H on the TV every week. So Shane, just because a change of pace.
I mean, the brother and sister thing is cool. It's nice to not just have, like, I know how much you love Triple H, but, not have him there.
He's the greatest. The King of Kings.
King of Kings.
Cerebral Assassin.
Whatever.
The game.
Whatever.
I plug my controller
in. Yeah, it's nice to see kind of a change of pace of that, but in the end, like, I'd rather just have Shane there.
What I would like to actually happen, I doubt it would happen, is it's a complete tri-brand split. The whole family falls apart. Shane McMahon takes Raw. Stephanie takes SmackDown. Triple H takes NXT. Or Stephanie sticks with Raw. Actually, yeah, let me switch it. Stephanie sticks with Raw. Shane takes SmackDown, and actually SmackDown becomes creditable and amazing because with a brand split, and NXT. So then you have Triple H running NXT, Stephanie running Raw, and Shane running SmackDown. Because Vince could be like, oh, you did great on Raw the last month. Let's see what you could do on SmackDown. And they have this brother-sister feud and them fighting and them playing like little spoiled brats, picking and choosing and separating the roster, like kids separating their toys. And that would be an interesting way to bring back the brand split, as opposed to like just out of nowhere, let it accumulate over a couple of months. And we got Civil War in the theaters now with Team Cap, Team Iron Man. They could play off on that. We had Paul Burchill when there was the Pirates of the Caribbean. So why don't we have, a little...
This will be a lot better than Paul Burchill.
It would be way better than Paul Burchill. I mean, sorry, do you even know who we're talking about? Don't worry about it. Yeah. We are saving you the turmoil. So yeah, it'll be better than Paul Burchill, but I'm down for brand split. I'm only for it if there's a brand split. If Vince comes out and he's like, Shane, you're running it, and all he's doing is just giving all the new guys like more airtime, which I'm really not complaining because I'm liking everyone I see on my TV every week. Yeah. But plucking people from NXT, that's going to dry out. The well's going to dry out on that pretty quick also. I think a brand split's something to shake it up. Because if you just give it to Shane, where does that leave Steph? Where does that leave Triple H?
Who cares?
I know you don't care, but I care. That's a game. The King of Kings. It's Triple H. So we'll see what happens.
How do you deal with this, Steve, all the time?
Patience.
And also, he's one half of the PCW Tag Team Champions of the World.
So you have to listen to your Triple H rants every 5 seconds?
Yeah, it comes with the territory.
Yeah, success makes it easy to have other things numbed out.
I'd read that contract again over if I were you.
There is no contract. All right, we do this old school. We use our word. All right, this is wrestling.
See how defensive he's getting about it?
You trying to break us apart? And the first time you show up,
brand split you guys.
You trying to brand split us?
It won't work.
It won't work. Yeah. All right, your Hawaiian hammer will not crush us.
Whatever, man. I gotta go to the beach.
All right, so since you're trying to get your payback on us, let's continue this card. The next match is Baron Corbin. Yes, the lone wolf. He's still lonely because no one cheers for him. Against Dolph Ziggler. He's here to show the world. Come on. What we got going on here? Who you want to win? Ziggler, Corbin? What's going on here, people? I mean, they've been feuding. The first time they fought, they were beating each other up so much outside that they both got counted out. And he's done end of days on the outside ring at least 2 or 3 times already on Ziggler. Who you guys want to win?
I don't. It's a match I'm so indifferent towards. It's like you know Corbin's gonna win. It makes sense for Corbin to win. I guess I want Ziggler to win because I liked him a lot at one point. Never really high on Corbin, so yeah, I want Ziggler to win. He's not gonna win, but I want Ziggler to win.
Yeah, you excited at all for this match? You don't care? Me?
No, I mean it should be a cool match. I mean, like what Steve said. I mean, it would make sense to have Corbin go over. Yeah, I like Dolph Ziggler too, but I mean, let's just face it, they're not really doing anything with him. So
no, they can look like Motley Crue.
Yeah. So normally I'm the dark side of every thought. I'm gonna bring the sunlight onto this one. I do want Ziggler to win also, but obviously Baron Corbin is going to win. But the best thing about Baron Corbin being teamed up with Ziggler is Ziggler could sell. Ziggler is going to make Baron Corbin look fantastic. As long as it's not a squash match, as long as they don't go back to original Baron Corbin NXT where the fans would count the matches and they were like under 40 seconds half of the time.
Yeah.
As long as it's a pretty decent length match, 7 to 10 minute match, Ziggler can make Corbin look like the monster he is because he is like 6'8". He is the height of Kane. He's not one of my favorites in the ring as well, but he is that character he's opposing. Exactly. Like he's that character that Vince likes. We could see him in, future title matches and whatnot. But yeah, Corbin will go over and he'll look great, and Ziggler will do a great job making him look great. So the next match on the card is the one that I think we're all pretty much excited for, and we mentioned it before the commercial, and that's Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Oh, God, I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited. I hope they replay that video package
yes,
again
they
right
need
before
to.
This match.
They need to. Now, I don't know if we're all going to be split here, but I'm going to go first because I was asking all you people what you think. But this is Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is winning. Kevin Owens is winning, no problem. And the reason why I want Kevin Owens to win, unbiased reason, because obviously he should hold all the titles, even the women's title, and all the NXT titles. And every other federation he's not in, he should still have their titles anyway. They should pay him and let him use them on loan like a museum.
Jesus.
But the reason why I want Kevin Owens to win, it'll help Sami Zayn. He's the underdog. Cool. Kevin Owens took his Raw spotlight because he was in the hospital, which I kind of chuckled. I was like, you blew your own arm out, Sami Zayn.
You're
celebrating. You prematurely celebrated and ruined your arm before you even got in the ring with Cena. Besides that, I want Owens to win so we can see him being an underdog on the main roster in the WWE. I would love to see the fans like chanting for Zayn and singing, and Owens beats him and everyone's like, oh, you kidding me?
Yeah.
It'll push Kevin Owens even more as a heel. He'll be great on the mic making fun of him, saying like, look, even up here, you're still a piece of crap, but riding my coattails, whatever the case may be. Sami Zayn, in my opinion, needs to lose this match in order to make this feud continue and prosper and grow, and that's what I want. I want to see Owens and Zayn. Since Owens is not in any title picture right now, Sami Zayn and Owens is a really good substitute for him not being in any title reign.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah, potential match of the night right there. I obviously want Sami Zayn to win, but I'm also going to be very patient into seeing him win another time because Kevin Owens is hot right now as a heel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And he can sell that underdog story that they were telling before. And now you know who the underdog is in the main roster, and they can have that going. And it'd be a great rivalry too. You know what I mean? So it doesn't have to be right away, but yeah, Kevin Owens can get it.
Yeah, and do you want Kevin Owens to win clean? Do you want him to cheat? I don't want it to be like NXT where he just decimates Sami Zayn to the point where he could even get up. I want him to actually like win. Like, wow, I can't believe I won. That was really close. Like, woof, that was a close one.
Also, like, Sami Zayn was at a different part in the card and where his character was, where, like, you didn't want him to take the pin. It was just like, oh, he tried fighting until he couldn't fight anymore. He's not that Sami Zayn right now. He starts from square one here.
Yeah, that's true.
So I agree with you. The whole underdog thing's got to lose. I want Kevin Owens to win. We already saw Sami Zayn pin him a couple weeks on Raw, so there's already that kind of, like, you know, retribution where, like, hey, look, I got you. I beat you in a match. Now Kevin Owens can beat him in, like, the first match that really matters.
Yeah, it's the first singles competition.
Yeah, and also, I really like what these guys do together, and there's like, a real legitimacy to the way they work the friendship feud with them. And I'm really liking it, and it's something that I'd like to see get revisited down the line. So I'd like Owens to, like, dominate Zayn for a while.
Yes.
So, like, there's no real room for super slow storytelling like this, but I'd love something like Raven and Tommy Dreamer.
Oh,
it's like
God,
Raven beat Dreamer for like 2 years before Tommy Dreamer finally beat him.
But that was great, and it was what a payoff. Like, finally he beat him. Finally. But yeah, I mean, we all love Owens, so he's going to win. And it's going to be great. Hopefully WWE keeps this feud going. Hopefully it's on SmackDown so Mauro Ranallo can remind us that now that's the hottest feud in the WWE. Or Mauro just gets put on pay-per-views already. Like, he was on the WrestleMania kickoff, and that was awesome. That's probably why I like the Kalisto Ryback match so much, because he was doing the commentary. So from one amazing match to the next amazing match, we got Dean Ambrose versus Chris Jericho. I don't know if we're all split or whatever, who you guys want to win, who you want to win. Me, I want... It's rough. I want Jericho to win. I want Jericho to go over. I doubt it's going to happen, but I want Jericho.
You want Jericho to go
I do
over?
want Jericho because I want him still to be the best in the world at what he does. Do you understand what I'm saying to you right now? Like, he needs to keep doing that. He won over AJ at Mania. While he went 2-3 pay-per-views back-to-back, why not prove he's the best in the world? The only thing I'm worried about, Ambrose lost to, Lesnar at Mania, but he didn't look bad. It took 13 suplexes and F5s on steel chairs to beat him.
Yeah, but I feel like Ambrose didn't get a lot of offense in that match. Like, Ambrose didn't look bad, but he didn't look good coming out of that match.
Well, he showed that he was an Iron Man, that he had a lot of stability.
Yeah. You see, I'm of the opposite. I want Ambrose to win this because I feel like he needs it. He was in the program with Triple H and, like, couldn't get it done on Roadblock. Lost the triple threat match with Brock and Reigns. Lost to Brock. Was the last guy at the Rumble. Lost there. Like, Ambrose just needs wins. And I feel like the fact that Jericho hasn't been just putting everybody over, like, he's actually been getting some credible wins. Like, beating Jericho will be good for Ambrose. So I want Ambrose to win.
Mike? Jericho, Ambrose?
I love Chris Jericho, but like Steve said, Dean Ambrose needs to win. Like WrestleMania, I don't know that was like my favorite. That was the match I was most looking forward to.
Yeah, because that match had the best build of WrestleMania,
And it was just like the most lackluster match too. And I wish that it was so much more. But I mean, yeah, he needs to win. Like I said, Chris Jericho, I love him to death. He was a great heel, and he had that great thing with AJ Styles too. But I mean, I think this is just a good opportunity for him to just kind of like chill back or whatever he's gonna do, and just let Dean Ambrose take this, because again, like, he needs that legitimacy. I don't want him to turn into another Ziggler or something, Yeah.
And also, Chris Jericho's Chris Jericho. He could lose to Dean Ambrose on Sunday and then just get his feet right back on Monday.
But I feel Dean Ambrose could do the same as well. I feel like Dean Ambrose is one of those guys. I guess I love his personality so much that I don't really pay attention to his win-loss record so much, because I just enjoy him being on the screen. So as long as he's in constant rotation, I'm fine with that. And that's the way I see him. And I feel that he's great. It sucks that he never won the big one. He didn't win it against Rollins. He didn't win it against Triple H. But when Triple H, in his short career, being, 14-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion, that was the best match he had.
Right.
You know, granted they had house shows and whatnot, but that was the best match he had. Like everyone was legitimately surprised how good that Triple H Dean Ambrose match was.
It was Roadblock, that was
a great match. And then they had such a boring match. Triple H and Roman Reigns had such a boring match at WrestleMania. It was like a complete
that Roadblock match was definitely better than the WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's my point. The thing is, eventually, if Ambrose starts losing all his matches, he falls into that territory of Ziggler, where I'm just like, he's not a threat. There's no need to take him seriously. Yeah, he can talk, but what do I care?
Yeah,
it's eventually like the Wyatts.
I guess my string is a little thicker than your guy's string right now.
It's like you were rabid for the Wyatts.
I still love them.
Now it's like, you still love them and you still like their promos, but you're just kind of like, whatever, and you don't get that excited anymore because you're just like...
It's the 18-year-old goth kid in me being excited that there's a spooky wrestler on TV. So I'm down with that.
Yeah, but it's in that respect. It's like, I don't want Ambrose to lose that excitement magic for me that, the Wyatts have lost a little bit of, because I still get really excited when Ambrose shows up.
All right, so Ambrose, 2 for Ambrose, 1 for Jericho. It's going to be Ambrose. Next match on the card. Anybody else want to say anything about that before we go into the next match?
Ambrose rules.
All right. Next match, shouldn't have asked. Next match on the card.
Edit that.
Yeah, I will. Is the match to determine the #1 contender for the WWE Tag Team titles. And that is Enzo and Cass. How you doing? Versus the Vaudevillains.
How are you doing?
I am... Yeah, how are you doing? That is the proper pronunciation. I'm really excited for this. You said this before the commercial break, Mike, that this is an NXT card, and this is why we're so pumped. This is a straight-up NXT match, and this is awesome. We got the Vaudevillains and Enzo and Cass. They beat tons of other tag teams like Goldango and the Dudley Boys to make it to the finals, and whoever wins this gets to fight the New Day. I personally want the Vaudevillains to go over. And the reason why, if you're, but before I say my reason why, I'm assuming you want Enzo and Cass to go over.
I wouldn't mind if they went over.
They went over?
Yeah.
See, the reason for me, the Vaudevillains, is I want Enzo and Cass to start feuding with the Dudleys.
Yep.
I want the Dudleys to come in and interfere in the match, mess it up for Enzo and Cass, and the Vaudevillains continue. So Enzo and Cass could go on and could fight the Dudleys. Because Enzo and Cass are so hot right now. They've only been on the roster for, 3 weeks?
Something like that.
About close to maybe 3 weeks. And you saw it live, the pop that they get, the amount, even in Europe, like everyone knows that intro, everyone sings along, everyone does You Can't Teach That. We did that in Brooklyn. I bet you were doing that last night, screaming it, big cat, 7 foot tall. They're already popular. They don't need to win the gold in order to have the light shine on them. They have already the light shine on them. And Enzo, just have him keep doing those awesome promos in the ring. Just leave him with the microphone. And I think they're fine. So I really would like the Vaudevillains to go over. And it will help the Vaudevillains because they're the Vaudevillains. Like, man, not only do we not like these guys, but they had help from the Dudleys to beat the guys that we actually wanted to win. So for a heel standpoint and to give Vaudevillains more credit, the Vaudevillains. And I don't know if did you like them in NXT or were you like indifferent about them?
The Vaudevillains?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were awesome.
In NXT?
I focused more on their wrestling because I never knew them to do that many promos and stuff like that. But then they eventually got face and they had Blue Pants there at TakeOver and stuff like that, and everybody loved them. But even before that, like Simon Gotch, oh man, I love that guy. Like what he does in the ring is just like nuts. Like, where did you think of this stuff? You know what I mean? But having them as villains is cool too, especially hearing them on the mic because they're very, very engaging. The things that they're saying they're making sense because it's going back to that time period where they're focusing on. So it's really, really cool. And I like them feuding even mildly with, Enzo and Cass and stuff like that. But I don't know. I think I'm just that big of a Enzo and Cass
Me too.
fan.
I have the shirt. How you doing? Like, I love Enzo and Cass. I like them more than the Vaudevillains, but from just a story standpoint and to make
it makes total sense. And I didn't even think about it like that too. You just went into this whole other detour where it makes perfect sense. But again, like I'm just like Enzo Cass. Enzo Cass.
I also want to hold off on Enzo and Cass and the New Day working together. That way,
my God, that's going to be electric.
That way, when it finally happens,
save that for SummerSlam Survivor.
Yeah.
Or Rumble.
Yeah, because the whole time you'll be waiting, like you'll be enjoying whatever they're doing, but you'll be just like, I really want to see them in the New Day together. I really want to see them. And then when it finally happens,
like yes, like hopefully, if and when we ever get Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens real this time,
because the build was so good in NXT, and then we got that quick little throwaway match that was nothing. But yeah, part of it is also not only are Enzo and Cass new, so like I want them going down for the title later, so it means more. It's just I want to hold off on seeing them and the New Day work together right now.
So the next match on the card is another one I'm excited for, and this was an NXT match also. It is for your women's championship with your current women's champion, Charlotte, with Ric Flair in her corner, putting the title up for grabs against Natalya with no other than the one and only, the excellence of execution, the pink and black attack, the Hart Foundation man himself, Bret the Hitman Hart. He is back, people. It is amazing. I am excited. I'm going to turn right now and look at my Simpsons Bret Hart figure. And now I'm back. And that's how amazing he is. I hope you guys had a Bret Hart figure to look at the same time that we did it here. We love Hart. I think.
Yeah, you're trembling right now.
Yeah, it's not because of the war you tremble or anything like that. It's because the heart is so strong. He has such a strong heart, that Bret Hart.
Heart of a champion.
It's heart of a champion. Yeah. So we got Charlotte versus Natty. Who do you guys want to win? Charlotte, Natty.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
Charlotte?
Yeah, I'll go with Charlotte.
I want Natty to win.
Really?
This is why. Charlotte's been doing great. She was a great Divas champion. She was the last Divas champion running into Women's champion, and she's been holding it. The Women's champion not as long. She just won it at Mania, so she'll only be holding it for like about a month or so. But I feel Natty's been on and off again throughout the couple of years, and I didn't really see her dominate the Divas division when there was a Divas division. I'm kind of okay with that because I consider her more of a woman. And she could go. And she's a better wrestler, in my opinion, than Charlotte. And they had a great match at Roadblock. They had a great match at the house show we saw. And it would be great to see Natty win a title. I feel it would look good if she wins the women's title. And again, it's that heel. I love heels, and I want that heel credibility where maybe this splits up Flair and Charlotte, and it could show Charlotte actually being able to be on her own. Like, this is the one last time Flair tried to help her, and it turned on her. And the face wins because the bad plan blows up in the heel's face. Heel turns on Ric Flair. Everyone loves Ric Flair. Now you're beating up an old man. Not only that, but and then have Charlotte go back for the gold and maybe get it off of Natty. And then she has even more of that heat. Now you don't need Flair anymore. She already lost the title, but took it back from Natty. Took it back clean or took it back with only her cheating, foot on ropes, whatever the case may be. And you already have the women's title being moved around because right now I feel like it's just Charlotte. She's going to hold the title. Granted, we love Becky and Sasha and whatnot, but I don't know what else is going on with them right now. I would like Natty to hold it. I think it'd be interesting. I think she just finally deserves to hold the title. I haven't seen her win it. That's just me. That's why we want Natty to win.
Oh, okay. Because, I feel like I like Natty, and, when she was the Divas champion, it didn't matter. Like, that division
exactly, and I want it to matter because she's a great wrestler.
But I feel like since she's come back, it's just like, hey, it's Natty. But that's it. Like, I'm not invested. I don't really care. It wasn't like with Becky and Sasha, where, I cared about both of them, especially Becky. Because from, the Royal Rumble to WrestleMania, I thought they did a really good job of establishing Becky.
And then the breaks were just stepped on because I don't know what's happening with Becky or Sasha, really.
Yeah, me neither. Which would be, I guess it'd be fine if they're not in the title picture, if we at least knew what was going on with them. But what would happen? Natty would have the title and be all smiles, and then she'd drop it. I don't want another Zack Ryder moment.
Well, she won't lose it the same day, but let her hold it for let her hold it for a month. I'm thinking the way WWE writes. Trust me, if it was up to me, I'd have Charlotte hold the title up until Royal Rumble and then lose it at Rumble.
No, never hold it till SummerSlam.
Yeah, bitch. That's what I really want. But then have Sasha win it, of course. Or Becky, because I know you'd rather have Becky. But
I want Becky.
I want Natty to win the title. I think it'd be nice. Who cares? They give it. Roman Reigns is your former 3-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion less than 6 months. So I think Charlotte could
be...
What
a run.
Yeah,
what a run.
Yeah, what a run. Yeah, you better run out of this studio saying things like that. That is no run. You didn't even start. That's not even a light jog. Okay? That was a warm-up.
Somebody's running their mouth right now.
No, I'm running my mouth to victory, to the truth. I'm running my mouth to Congress. I'm going to get a petition signed about this outlandishness that's happening right now. Let's get back to Payback. Because, oh man, there's going to be some Payback. So, after the women's title, the next match we have on the card is the IC title. Wow, that's a full list, man. Yeah. The Miz versus Cesaro. Remember, Cesaro won number one contendership. He beat Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens for something that Kevin Owens owned.
Yeah, and you want Shane McMahon to be in charge, Mike, and he disregarded Kevin Owens having the fact that he gets a rematch automatically.
It's called an executive decision. Yeah, it's called an executive decision.
It's called breach of contract. That's what it's called.
And not good for business.
Breach of nonsense.
And I call that payback, and then we're gonna get it. Okay, so we got The Miz. I came to play. I love The Miz right now with Maurice and the whole Gold Serpentor outfit. I like The Miz. I didn't see Miz back then. I like him. And he doesn't need the IC title in order for him to entertain me. He really doesn't need it, but I like him. But I love Cesaro. He's back. I love James Bond, Agent... I ripped my clothes off. Let's get crazy. I like that Cesaro. I would obviously want Cesaro to win and start having some credit in that IC title. Give that IC title some credit. Have him start defending it. Maybe show it some love.
It's never gonna happen.
I know 2 episodes ago we talked about how much we love the IC title. Hopefully WWE listens to it and give it finally some love. But I want Cesaro to go over. The Miz doesn't really need the title.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like I feel that way. I like the Miz act with Maurice with the title. Mm-hmm. Like I like the three of those things together. So just for that, I kind of want the Miz to win. Also, part of it is like, since we watched the Hulu version of Raw, I'm not as pumped for this because we missed a bunch of segments with them going into it. I'm sure it'll be a fine match. But I feel like I'm not as excited about Cesaro this time around as I was before he got injured. Like, I still like Cesaro and he's still really cool, but it's just like, all right, so he rips his suit off and wrestles and like...
But before he had headphones and a towel.
Yeah, but I kind of like the headphones and the towel. And the part of the thing was also when he was really entertaining was when him and Tyson Kidd were together. And it was that thing where Tyson Kidd kind of gave Cesaro a bit of personality.
Yeah.
Now he just kind of like walks down and cuts awkward promos. Because as much as I like Cesaro, he's really not the greatest talker.
They should go back to his totally European gimmick, but that was Ring of Honor. What do you think about this match? Are you excited for this match? You're indifferent?
I am excited for it. I want Cesaro to go over. I like that he rips his stuff off.
No, I like it.
I think
it's
cool too. He's like Superman Clark Kent. He's ripping off one persona to expose the next persona because he always wears suits in real life and drinks coffee and all sorts of stuff.
But I say coffee like that. I drink coffee.
He drinks coffee a lot though.
Me too.
Oh, okay. Well, excuse me, Cesaro. Hand cannons. What do you call it? Yeah, I definitely want Cesaro to win. I want him to bring legitimacy back to the title too, which is cool. Maybe he'll have some nice matches with somebody else. You know what I mean? But Miz, like you were saying, Natal, doesn't really need the title to be personable or interesting or exciting or things like that. So, but I do like him. I don't know Maurice. I know Maurice from his Instagram and stuff, and she used to be in WWE before. But oh man, they are like fire together, man.
They're great.
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
I never thought she was that good in the ring, but I loved her character.
Yeah,
like when she was around on her first run. I used to really enjoy Maurice, and then she would wrestle, and I'd be like, eh.
They're other d-bags, and it works very well, But yeah, Cesaro's a great performer. He did lose a lot of that steam though, because when he was in, he was fire for a while.
Yeah. Well, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro were fantastic. They were tag team champs.
But even
when Tyson went out, like it still transferred over to Cesaro.
Yeah. So I mean, when he left, it sucks, and those are all those wrestlers' like worst fears. It's like being out long enough and people just don't remember you. But Cesaro was memorable. You know what I mean? But again, he just he needs to gain a little bit more of that steam back too. But actions in his case, actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, I think he needs the title.
Yeah. I think like a DQ works. Like you have the Miz get DQ'd. You do it in a way where like it screws Cesaro over.
That's a good one. So yeah, we can have that. We can have it where Cesaro wins but doesn't win the title. Huh. And the last match we have on the card is your main event. Your WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns. Yay.
Hey, wait, fix your face, man. This is the main event.
My face is fine.
This is the main event.
And he's going to be defending it against, you don't want none. What? You don't want none. Where's the loofah? AJ Styles. And I can't wait because Raw made it seem better with the addition of Gallows and Anderson and the Usos. So we're going to see what happens. Plus Finn Balor, losing the title and then having that victory goodbye speech on the 23rd of that house show in NXT and then ending it with him in the Bullet Club pose. Like maybe he'll show up on Payback. Maybe he'll be main roster and that's Shane McMahon runs Raw and he's like, well, I'm running it now. And he brings up Finn Balor or we'll see what happens. I don't know, but obviously, I don't want Roman Reigns to win. Nope. I don't, but he needs to win because I need to start caring about the World Heavyweight title. He can't lose it because then he's just one of the worst champions in history. Yeah. I'm sorry. Already you're on your third run and you lose it a month later. Like
you lose it every time you defend it?
Yeah, you're pathetic. Like that's really bad.
That's essentially what it would be.
So I need Roman Reigns to win. Yeah. Whether he wins clean, whether he wins dirty. I don't want it to... Even if it ends in a DQ, normally I don't want world titles to end in DQs, but even if it ended in a DQ, like Roman Reigns needs to hold on to that title. He needs it. He really does. So, but it's going to be a fun match. I'm I'm excited. I'm excited because I don't know what's going to happen. Are you? Am I the only one talking? You guys can chime in that because I don't.
Well, no, you were on a roll, so I wasn't going to cut you off. And now shut your mouth.
Go ahead, please. Hot tag.
It's like you said. I was really excited from the build going into this. I don't think we're going to get a 5-star match, but I think we're going to get a pretty good match.
That phenomenal elbow at the end of Raw was pretty phenomenal.
It was on point. He got
so much height.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah,
it was awesome. And I wanted to take a picture and like get it at the exact moment, but obviously you can't because he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
But it was so cool because he had airtime, man. It was fantastic.
And then AJ works that stiff style, so I'm looking forward to seeing him smack Roman Reigns in the mouth a few times.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Roman Reigns is probably going to go over either with some chicanery. I mean, I would love the swerve where Gallows and Anderson turn on Styles, and then like Reigns is aligned with them, and see where the company goes from there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not holding my breath on that.
No,
but obviously that's the outcome that I would really like. But it'll be interesting, and yeah, like you were saying before, I am excited for this main event, which I never thought I'd be. I'm like, it's Roman Reigns.
What about you, Mike? You excited for this match because Roman Reigns is in it, or are you excited for this match because of like the who knows?
We should have had him talk first. That way, after his excitement, we could have brought reality back into it.
No, wait, I'm gonna set the standard right here.
All right, here we go.
You guys are just so negative.
No, we're not.
And so
I said I want Roman Reigns to win.
You want him to win, or you think he just needs to win?
It.
Okay, listen, I want him to win. Okay, every time he comes on that screen, when I saw him there, man, I want to just stick my hand out, and I want him to stick his hand out at the same time, and just see the electricity, the blue little sparkles coming out from each of our hands from afar. This guy is fantastic. He's magnetic. Okay, he needs to win. He will win. And yes, of course, I want him to win. Okay, it's Roman Reigns. He's the best wrestler that's been around since Hulk Hogan. Okay,
start with this. First off, he is not putting coins through Kevin Bacon's head, so he's not magnetic. Okay, and don't ever bring up that nasty human being, Hulk Hogan, on this podcast. He is one of the worst people in wrestling. He made me realize...
There would be no wrestling without him.
Yeah, well, at an early age, he made me realize disappointment, okay?
He taught it well.
And then,
he taught it very
and then Roman
well.
Reigns is going to turn that around and make you feel like triumphant and remember why you watch wrestling.
Triumphant disappointment. Supreme disappointment. The next stage. Okay?
No, Roman Reigns teaches me remorse.
Yeah.
Like, why do I sit through this?
AJ Styles he's great. Okay, you got to give him credit where credit's due.
He's great.
But he's facing a titan. Okay.
Look, you can't even say it straight. So while
I'm laughing out of excitement for Sunday when Roman Reigns defends that title against AJ Styles. Okay.
While Michael,
I must be in trouble now. Michael.
While Mike is coming down from the clouds that he's in right now, the reason why I'm excited for this match is the turn. Is AJ Styles going to get jumped by Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson? Are they going to finally pull the trigger and make Roman Reigns heel? Is it all going to happen, or is it going to be weird and muddled and we're just left in the swamp not wondering where we are? Because the Usos are also in there also. So it'll just be weird if you have the Usos up here for a couple of weeks and then Roman Reigns is like, let's beat up AJ together. And he starts beating up AJ with Gallows and Anderson, but then it'll be weird if he stops them because they were just beating the crap out of each other on Raw. Or does he pull the guy thing and walk out of the ring and leaves AJ to get beat by his friends? And he's like, I'm the guy. I'm not here to help him or whatever. I'm just the guy.
I can see that.
Oh, wow. You can see that?
I can see that.
You could believe that?
I could believe that.
No, that's unfortunate.
He's got better things to do.
I want AJ and the Usos to start a faction at the end of Payback.
AJ and the Usos?
Yeah, I think it's the least interesting thing that could possibly happen coming out of this, so that's kind of what
and then they'll name be like, man, you got some Uso style. That's a great tag team. Uso style.
I can hear the chance now.
Yeah. So there you go. So Roman Reigns joins Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, and he shows up on Monday bald. And we get the Uso styles. I love it. I think that's how Payback should definitely end.
AJ Styles shows up with tribal tattoos on his left side.
Call him the Rain of Bullets.
Yeah. He has his neck painted. Since the Usos have one half of their face, he does the neck. So his neck will have the war paint.
Guys just bastardizing.
Yeah, they don't want none. So that is our Payback card. I'm excited. Is there anything else you want to say about Roman Reigns? Any ridiculous things you want to say about Roman Reigns?
Do we have another hour?
No.
Okay, then I'll leave it for my website, fallingbread.com. Just click on fallingbread.com/Roman Reigns #1, and see what you get.
We're sorry, listeners.
Yeah, we're sorry. I'm sighing
Sorry,
for you
not
guys.
sorry.
I regret for having him on, but I love having him on at the same time. I guess it's like wrestling. I watch it every week, and I clench my fists until they're white knuckled, but then I go and put on the WWE Network and watch some more.
Don't forget to cock your fist. When
No, get out of here. None of that here. There are no gloves or nothing going on. Okay,
gloves. There are gloves, actually.
There's no... None of this shenanigans, no Roman Empire stuff happening here on this podcast. But what is happening is the end. This is the end of episode 39 of Podcast Championship Wrestling.
It makes me happy.
And it makes me happy too. For now. Next week will be interesting. Mike, thank you so much for coming all the way from Hawaii.
Yeah, it was really cool, dude.
It was really awesome to have you on. You're more than welcome to join anytime you like.
All right.
So come
I saw some apprehension there. Maybe you saw a glimmer of rains in my face.
No, that's my only fear. That there will be more Reigns discussion than normal on this.
Well, if we have him back again, it's got to be before Cena comes back.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Apple juice.
No.
Apple juice
is not going to be talked about on this podcast.
Lemonade and apple juice and all that stuff.
Even though, and a slice of American pie, right? No, even though it's coming back Memorial Day.
Yes. It's going to be a great Memorial Day.
Yeah, it's going to be a great Memorial Day. I'm going to put up a memorial for when I used to enjoy wrestling before Cena showed up.
No, seriously though, thank you guys for having me. It was seriously a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to do this again sometime, and hopefully you guys will be a little bit more receptive to great talent.
We already are. I think you were talking to our listeners and not to us, and for shame on you,
Whatever.
They love us.
Okay.
So this is Natal saying goodbye for Steve, and remember, we have 2,000 more than you.
The winners of this match, and still PCW Tag Team Champions, the men of 2,000 holds, Natal and Steve!
How you doing today, Steve?
I'm feeling a little cramped today.
A little cramp, a little tight in here?
Yeah,
a little tight in the studio
here today.
But it's okay. It's all right if it's tight. All right, let's go. That was great.